Welcome back to the Wind Waker walkthrough. Last time I finished every side quest here on Windfall Island, and this time I am going to be sailing off. So make sure you equip your sail on one of the buttons here, and the wind will already be in the correct direction, and this is actually our first time sailing. Most of the other times I may fast forward, I may not, just to show you what's going on. So as you can see here, you can open your map with the top button on the control pad on the left side of your controller. And that island off in the distance that sort of looks like some kind of funnel is where we're going. There is a stop along the way though, and this is probably one of the minor annoyances of this game, is that you'll have to be sailing around quite a bit. In the HD version of the game, sailing is not as bad because you get an item called the Swift Sail later on. However though, if you're playing the original GameCube version, it's not actually going to have that, and you'll have to sail completely by yourself, and you'll have to just sit there and be patient. So right here on this island, you're going to go ahead and stop. You just press A to stop, and you press A again to get out of the boat. And then just go ahead and walk on the shore to this island here. As far as I know, you only need to actually stop here once. However, you can stop here a second time later whenever we have bombs. I don't know why I really just cut all that grass, but just to show you that there's a hole here, just go ahead and crawl through it and just fall down this hole here. There's a secret grotto underground. I find it pretty funny how he just crawls and he's just falling underground. Okay, so here's a secret grotto, and there's a lot of grass and trees down here. This is not necessarily a dungeon, as it is just a sort of a hidden place. And here is a new enemy called a red choo-choo. There are a few other colors of these things, but the red choo-choos here are one of the most common ones. There's a green choo-choo, a gold choo-choo, and a blue choo-choo as well. And all of which have different elemental, they all have different abilities, but more onto that whenever we actually encounter them. So you can cut grass for any additional rupees. Down one of these paths here, there is a treasure chest in it, not that one. If you have bombs, you can come back here later and you can get them. But down this one here, there is a treasure chest, as you can see, and just be careful and make sure you kill all the red choo-choos. They can be quite a pain. And they also drop red chew jelly. You store it in your spoils bag. It's used for something, but I can't think of what it is at the moment. And in this treasure chest will be the 4th piece of heart. So if you followed along with me and you've gotten everything, then you should have 4 hearts right now. It's one of the few games where you actually complete another heart container before finishing the first dungeon, which I like that. I do like that. I remember the first time I finished a dungeon in Ocarina of Time. That was the first time I finished a dungeon. I just remember that once I got that far, I was like, oh my gosh, I am a Zelda professional. I was also like 9 years old, so didn't know what I was doing. But back to this. There's really nothing else to do down here, so you can just go ahead and leave. So just make your way through the small hole again. The controls will be a little bit weird once the camera angle switches. But that's all for here. If you look straight ahead, there's this weird looking submarine here, and it's got these divers on it, or deep sea divers here. So go ahead and talk to their leader, and it will tell you a bit about how to search for treasure on the sea floor and about your treasure charts. And eventually he will give you one as well. So after he's done talking, he'll go ahead and give you a treasure chart, and that's all we need from this guy. We literally will not be coming back to seeing this guy. So that's it for here. He'll just let you know that you gotta search for treasure, and there are specific island charts that you have to get. All of this might sound pretty confusing right now, but I assure you it's not as confusing as it sounds, because you'll figure things out as you go along. I most certainly did, so you should be fine to go. It's really nice how they actually had them voice bye. Okay, once you're done with that, just go ahead and go back to sailing. Oh, and you can collect these rupees right here by jumping over these barrels. To jump over barrels, or just to jump as the ship, you press the R button on your controller, or ZR I should say, if you're playing Wind Waker HD on the Wii U. But I should probably just stop talking about Wind Waker HD because this is the GameCube version. I should stick to it as if I'm playing the GameCube version. You're gonna have to do a little bit of work for yourself on this one, just because... Oh. I was hoping that Bokoblin wouldn't stay out. Anyway, there's really no point in coming onto this thing. I just did it to show you what's on them. It's just normally you'll find a Bokoblin sleeping or something. Anyways, Beetle's shop is over there. But once you're done with that, just get back on the boat. And I just got a yellow rupee here, which is worth 10. That's pretty nice. You can change the camera angle as well by tilting the C stick around. It's the right analog stick on the controller. And we are almost there. Just a little bit farther away. So here is Dragon Roost Island, and I gotta say, the soundtrack of this place is probably in one of my top 5 favorite Zelda soundtracks of all time. I mean, just listen to this music. It's super catchy, it's super lively, it's nice to listen to. But anyway, back to the main game. So the King of Red Lions will offer you the Wind Waker. Find it kind of weird how you have no quests to get it or anything. He just straight up gives it to you. Just comes off as, oh yeah, by any chance would you like the world's most powerful baton? Just thought I'd ask. I don't know, I just find it a bit strange. Anyway, he's going to teach you how to conduct, starting with 3/4 time. If any of you guys out there play an instrument, a lot of this will sound familiar. I play the piano, so I definitely know this. Now to conduct 4/4 time, you have to tilt the control stick to the left, and then you use the C stick to play it. I remember when I first played it, I used to be really bad at using the Wind Waker because I thought you had to tilt the C stick at a very specific moment, but you don't. You just have to be kind of specific. Just mess around with it, you'll figure it out. And so we received the legendary Wind Waker. Now, in most of the other Zelda games, Link is accompanied with an instrument, or he has an instrument on him. But this one, he has the Wind Waker. It doesn't actually make music because it's just a baton. It's only for conducting. And conducting, as far as you and I know, you can't actually teach someone a song by conducting it to them. Oh, I was a little confused here and wasn't sure why this wasn't working. I thought you had to take one of these bombs and use it to blow up that, when there clearly is not enough time. So I was getting confused, I was getting frustrated, I was like, why isn't this working? And I just was confused, and I thought, is there a bomb up here? And there is. It's been a little bit since I played this game, so that's why I was like that. So yeah, bombs do not take that long to explode. And you press the A button to throw it. And that's another thing I'm not used to. I'm used to just pressing the A button while standing still to dropping it. But in this game, you have to press the R button to drop it. And it's going to take me a bit to get used to. Now this one, I almost let it kill me because, again, this one you actually do have to throw it at a weird angle. So that's why it took me a bit. But there you go, just blow that up. And it just creates a path up through here. Now, this island is where the Rito live. I don't know if this game mentioned that or if I mentioned that yet, but... So, you're probably wondering, why is there no straightforward path here? Well, as you can see, the bridge beneath me there is broken, and this is an island that consists only of the Rito tribe, which are those bird people, so it doesn't really make a lot of sense to them, maybe to have a bridge here for humans to walk. And I cut the grass there before the bomb grew back. So if you jump down here, and then you pull this bottom block out, it'll create a shortcut here, so we don't have to climb up there all the time. Also, what you want to do, you come down here through this little cave here. There's a small little islet off the end of this. Oh, and I forgot to equip the Wind Waker there. So, off of this islet here, as you can see, there are two stones, and the one on the right is broken, but the one on the left looks like it has some notes on it. So, pull out the Wind Waker, and then it'll immediately begin to teach you a song. So it's up, left, and right in 3/4 time. Now, this is the first song you learn, but it's also, I think, the most helpful if you're playing the GameCube version. Simply because it changes the direction of the wind. And you're going to be needing to do that a whole lot in this game. Anyways, this frog-looking character right here, riding a cloud, is Zephos. And him and he has a brother named Cyclos. They are based off of Japanese Shinto gods of wind and of thunder and lightning, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure that in the Japanese version of the game, they actually have the names of those Shinto gods. So he'll tell you that his brother Cyclos has essentially turned evil, and then later on we will be finding out what he means by that. Anyway, once he's gone, you can just go ahead and get back to what you were doing here. And I haven't actually showed this off yet. This right here is Beetle's ship shop. Now, Beetle is quite a fun character in the Legend of Zelda franchise. And this is the first game he appeared in. His first appearance, everyone loved him, including me. Even though I was a year old when this game came out. But anyway, Beetle appears in 3 Zelda games. He is in the Wind Waker, he's in Skyward Sword, and he is in the new Breath of the Wild as well. And he has the same purpose in all 3 games. He sells things, and he has different kinds of shop. Here in Wind Waker, he's on a boat. In Skyward Sword, he has this air shop. Just watch my Skyward Sword walkthrough for more information. And in Breath of the Wild, he'll be at stables, just walking around. Anyway, I just bought the bait bag, and this will be useful later on. And then he'll let you know that he will give you points. And if you earn 30 points, then he will upgrade you to a silver membership, which really isn't all that important. I only got it once, and you don't even need it. Anyways, I'm going to be purchasing bait here. So as you can see, I have 2 points saved up. And if I save up 30, then I will upgrade to the silver membership. And you get 1 point every time you buy something from him. So I just want to buy some bait. If you buy 1 piece of bait, then it will give you 3 pieces. And the bait is stored in your bait bag, of course. Once you exit, you will apparently automatically be in the front of Dragon Roost Island, which is pretty nice because I was going there anyway. Now, we need to ascend back up, and if you remove the blocks like I did a moment ago, then you should have that shortcut option there. So that shortcut will not reset as long as you do it. It will not reset, and it will be the same for the rest of the game there. So here's the postman that we saw in the first episode. Forgot to mention, I didn't even tell you about this guy at all. He's a Rito, and Rito are the bird tribe people here. And they're featured in 2 games. They're featured, of course, here in Wind Waker, which is where they made their first appearance. And they're also in the new Breath of the Wild as well. I will say, in this game, they're a lot more human-like, even though they do certainly have bird characteristics. But in Breath of the Wild, they literally look like birds. Which is cool, you know? I always liked the Rito. I thought they were cool, but of course, the game's lore says they evolved from the Zora. If you ask me, I'm not quite sure if that's how evolution works, but anyway, we have to follow him inside, and we have to find out what makes their dragon guardian above them so angry. So all you have to do is just ascend and then enter the doorway here on the left side. There are a few jars out there if you want to stock up on rupees or whatever. Or I guess one of them doesn't even have anything in it. Anyways, I'll come inside here and then we will meet up with the Rito's chieftain. Literally just with speaking them, we get the postman's delivery bag. Now this is used for, well, just as what you might think it is, delivering things. Anyways, now we need to go find Medley, who is in one of the upper rooms here. She's not hard to find, don't worry. And then after that we have to go see Prince Komali. So he's gonna go ahead and fly off. And I really like that they make this place user-friendly, you know? Even though Link isn't a Rito, of course, he can just walk right up not stairs, but it's a ramp. So anyway, in this room, here she is. And now, she literally looks like a duck person. Anyway, so this is Medley, and she's studying to be in attendance of the Great Velu, or something, whatever she's studying for. Anyway, so she's going to give us a letter that we are to send over to Prince Kamali. And because Prince Kamali is a little stubborn, he doesn't really feel like doing his own responsibilities. You know, basically anybody in real life right now, right? So all we have to do is just deliver it to him. It's just downstairs in one of the rooms. I got lost, I think, and I went through the wrong one. Anyway. Alright, well, we're gonna have to meet up with her later then. Now, let's go ahead and take this letter to Prince Kamali. It'll be in your delivery bag, of course, so you do need it to do this next side quest. Now, okay, never mind, I got it. It's just down the stairs, and then through this door, which looks like it has these teeth on it. To equip it, you go in your delivery bag, and then you set it to... Oh, I guess I didn't equip it. It looks like it has teeth on it, the door, but I think that's actually the bird's talons or something. I'm not quite sure what it is. So there's Prince Kamali. He's got a pretty sweet room, I must say. Can't beat the space here. Anyway, go ahead and equip the father's letter to one of the item buttons. And then just show it to him. Yeah, a little stubborn, a little bit of a smart aleck, but, well, I think everybody has a little bit of that in them. So anyway, you can ask him about what he's holding. He's holding Din's Pearl. We may or may not be acquiring that later. I'm just going to leave it as unanswered for now. But it's essentially his stress toy. So if he was in a modern day, this is essentially his version of the fidget spinner. So yeah, I don't know, maybe it's warm. That's what I get out of it. It's like warm whenever you hold it and it glows. Very pretty looking. Anyway, he's gonna say, no way I'm not giving this to you. As if we were asking for it. I just asked him what it was, but anyway, I guess it's very easy to interpret it that way. So now that we're done, we have to go and meet Medley in front of Dragon Roost Cavern, wherever that is. I actually went through the wrong door. I thought that I went upstairs, or up the ramp, and it's actually not up there at all. So don't do what I'm doing here. It's one of the doors there, and I just wonder, wait a minute, isn't it through here? But it's actually not. This just takes you to an upper part of the island, which we will be visiting much later in the game, so you don't have to go here. I just got a little bit off track. I tend to do that a lot in this game, so forgive me for that. I haven't played this game quite a bit before I started making this walkthrough. Where you actually want to go is through this long corridor here. It's got a Rito guard next to it. Not from where we came. This is not where we came from. And you'll know you went the right way if you see all this chaos. Yeah. It's not looking very pretty in here. So here she is. And she'll be happy that you actually came here. So this place is the entrance of Dragon Roost Cavern. We'll be learning more about that in the next video here. So she'll be telling you about how she wants to go and see the Great Valoo and see if she can calm him down. And even though she's still not quite fluent in the Great Valoo's language. So, anyway. She's going to explain to you the story of this place and what you have to do in order to get her into the cavern, because we're in a pit right now, and this place used to be filled with water, but that giant rock there that happened from a disturbance of the Great Valoo, it plugged that up and it stopped the water from flowing in the spring. Makes you wonder, do we really need more water in this game? This game's already covered in water enough as it is. Do we really need more? Well, yes, we're going to. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. You have to just help her here. So this is a very unique puzzle in this game. You have to pick her up and throw her onto that ledge. However, you can't just do it blindly. You have to pay attention to the direction of the wind. And if you throw her in the wrong direction, she'll hit a wall and she'll just get all dizzy. So as you can see, it's facing the right direction. And there she goes. It's pretty funny if she accidentally hits a wall, but I'm too nice to do that, so I didn't do that. So there she goes. She's off into Dragon Roost Cavern, and she will basically be saying, "Wish me luck, I'll probably need it." But little does she know that we are going to be following her later on. She also gives you an empty bottle. You will get 4 of these things by the end of the game. And if you've never played a Zelda game before, empty bottles are one of the most useful things ever. And I mean that, I'm not joking around. They're seriously awesome. Because you can store all kinds of things in it, like water and potions and fairies, which will revive you if you die, or you can just open them and they will heal you. Anyway, go ahead and get some water, and then climb up this broken bridge, which essentially works as a ladder, conveniently there. So you have to pour it onto one of these bomb flowers. Doesn't matter which one, just one of them. And almost instantly it grows up and works. And you have to bomb that plant, however, though it fell off and it landed in the water, which means it just defused. You can time this if you want to, or it'll just land on top. But once you do that, it'll explode that rock, and there you go. This place is now flowing again. The water is looking a little gray here, but I assume it's just because of the, I don't know if it's dirty or not, but regardless, we are now able to follow where Medley went, and we are able to go into Dragon Roost Cavern with her. Now, I'll be actually covering that in the next episode here, but I'll be showing you how to get into it now. And I remember during the recording, I got interrupted by a phone call, and I was still trying to play while I was on that call, so forgive me if I just ended up being foolish, because I did actually step in this lava by accident. Alright, so go ahead and grab these bomb flowers, and you essentially just have to throw it into one of these hoops here. And I believe I hit the lava by mistake. Yeah, see that? I was a bit too slow. That's what happens if you fall in the lava in this game. Anyway, did it put me on the other side? It did! Oh my gosh, you see that? Nobody's perfect, everybody still makes mistakes. You just have to throw them into those hoops where it's essentially like basketball. And that is how you get into Dragon Roost Cavern. And that is going to conclude this video here. In the next video, I'm actually going to be tackling Dragon Roost Cavern. So join me then, where we will be tackling that place.